Welcome back to Secrets of the Cosmere to enjoy the epic finale of our video series on Elantris. If you've made it this far, prepare yourself. All the pieces are on the board, and the moment of truth has arrived. Betrayals, redemption, magic, and death. Nothing will ever be the same in Arelon. Sarene, after meeting Spirit, soon perceives that something about him is different. He is not a leader by force or fear, but by conviction. In his eyes, there is intelligence. In his words, purpose. What was supposed to be a brief diplomatic visit turns into something much deeper. A silent connection forged amidst ruins that transforms her perception of Elantris forever. Together, though still not fully knowing each other, they begin to collaborate. She offers her ingenuity and her contacts, he, his vision and his hope. And, without knowing it, they take the first step toward the rebirth of a city and an entire kingdom. Although Raoden recognizes her immediately, the pain of the curse and the prudence of a leader force him to maintain his facade. He needs Sarene as an ally who believes in his cause, not as a wife who mourns a ghost. She, bewildered by the intelligence and nobility of this supposed outcast, but determined to help, joins the efforts to transform Elantris from within. She becomes their bridge to the outside world. Using her contacts in K, Sarene organizes clandestine shipments of food, medicine, and tools, which arrive in the city like a silent miracle, alleviating the misery of the Elantrians. For one of these high-risk missions, she hires a wandering storyteller, a man of insignificant appearance, but with a profound gaze and enigmatic wisdom. He calls himself Hoid. He is a messenger hired by Sarene to get through the checkpoints and deliver supplies in secret. His role, though brief, is effective. He completes his task without raising suspicion, speaks little, and disappears as quickly as he arrived. Thanks to Sarene's support, Raoden's community prospers. Elantris, once a graveyard of tormented souls, begins to breathe again. The Elantrians return to building, to cooperating, to dreaming. Dignity blossoms where despair once reigned. In their clandestine meetings, Raoden and Sarene work together. They debate, they plan. He sees in her the leader that Arelon needs. She sees in him a beacon of hope in the darkest place in the world. Their mutual admiration grows, and with it, a deep bond that not even the curse of Elantris can break. Meanwhile, in the city of K, order is crumbling. King Raoden, a man drowned in his own arrogance, faces the collapse of his system and the specter of the Fjordell invasion. Defeated and humiliated, he takes his own life. The power vacuum is immediate, and Count Telri, a corrupt noble secretly backed by Hrathen, proclaims himself king. For the Dorethi priest, everything seems to be going according to plan. But he no longer feels the victory. Dilaf, his fanatical subordinate, acts with a cruelty that horrifies him. Hrathen has seen the dignity in the Arelene people, has admired Sarene's indomitable strength, and begins to wonder if his mission truly reflects divine will or just the blind, bloodthirsty fanaticism of his church. Doubt is a poison that corrodes the foundations of his faith. In a twist of calculated cruelty, Dilaf deceives Sarene. He offers her a farewell toast at court and poisons her with an alchemical potion that simulates the effects of the shade. Her skin becomes blotchy, her body weakens, and before the terrified eyes of the nobles, everyone believes she has been cursed. With no time to verify, and following the law imposed by fear, Sarene is thrown down the well into Elantris as a new Elantrian. Hrathen, increasingly uneasy, witnesses the act with a chilling horror. Seeing Sarene condemned by a trick at the hands of the fanatic he himself brought, breaks something inside him. The woman he has grown to respect, a victim of a vile lie. That is the final straw. His faith in the structure of his church crumbles. He can no longer deny what he sees. Dilaf is the embodiment of hatred, not of divine will, and he has been its architect. Inside Elantris, Raoden finds Sarene still alive but weak and confused. He holds her in his arms, trying to understand what has happened, and then the unthinkable occurs. Unexpectedly, the real Shaod, the true one, claims her. The trauma of the fall accelerates the curse. Her skin becomes truly blotchy. The unbearable pain begins. Now, she too is one of the damned, and he can do nothing to stop it. Despair threatens to consume him. Broken by physical pain and emotional anguish, Raoden returns to his maps, his notes, his theories. He mentally reviews every fragment of knowledge, every failed symbol, and then, in the delirium of pain, he sees the key. The Chasm fissure, the scar of the earthquake left on the land, ignored by all modern aeons. An incomplete map. With a decisive gesture, he draws the Aeon Rao, with a new line representing the fissure. And the magic awakens. A pure blinding white light envelops him. The eternal pain vanishes in an instant. His skin clears, his hair returns, the strength of a god flows through his veins. Raoden has been healed, and with him the city of Elantris itself, which at last is resurrected. He runs to Sarene. He traces the new aeon over her, whispering words of hope. And like a long-held breath, the curse vanishes. She opens her eyes, free from pain for the first time. They see each other as they truly are, king and queen of a reborn people. But Dilaf is not finished. In secret, in the dark basements of the Dorethi monastery, he has performed a forbidden ritual. Using the blood and bone magic of Dakor sorcery, he sacrifices several monks to activate an ancient teleportation power. He and his fanatical warriors disappear in an instant and reappear in K, in the very heart of the capital, sowing chaos from within. The attack is brutal and sudden. The defenses break, the city is about to fall, all seems lost. Until a light radiates from Elantris. Raoden emerges, now a restored and powerful Elantrian. He draws aeons in the air that become walls of light, impenetrable shields, beams of pure energy. The healed Elantrians follow him, each an artist of magic, a general of the light. For the first time in 10 years, the gods have returned. In the midst of the battle, Hrathen confronts Dilaf. There, the fanatic reveals his trauma. His wife was an Elantrian who fell into madness after the Raod. Since then, his hatred has consumed him, transforming his pain into a crusade of annihilation. Hrathen, knowing his redemption cannot come with words, but through sacrifice, throws himself into one last act of justice. In a final fight, he ensures they both die, stepping in to save Sarene from Dilaf's fatal blow. Thus dies the man who came to destroy Arelon, by saving its queen. With the Fordel threat destroyed, Raoden and Sarene rise as the leaders of a new Arelon. Elantris shines again, not as a city of distant gods, but as a beacon of hope, reconstruction, and faith in humanity. Thus concludes Elantris, the first novel of the Cosmere, a story of faith, fall, redemption, and the power of hope in the face of the deepest darkness. Proof that even when the gods fall, mortals can rise up to rebuild the world. If you like this series, give it a like, share it, and subscribe for more Secrets of the Cosmere. And stay with us, because our next journey will take us to a world covered in ash and ruled by an immortal tyrant. If you thought Elantris was a story of fallen gods, prepare for a world where men become gods and discover the terrible price that comes with it. Join us in our next series about Mistborn. Thank you so much for making it to the end, and see you next time.